What's up, everybody? Well, guess what? We're almost at the end of the road here for 9-inch, and I've got HEXY Bastard here to give you all the updates. I know I'm excited. I know he's excited. We're just days away. Give us the updates.
Just few days, mate. Few days. Yeah, I mean, there isn't too much to update on, really. Audit is in progress. We're just waiting for like the first report on that. Been told there's one or two little niggly things that might need adjusting, but nothing major. I mean, most of the code that we're using is forked from existing code. We've just made like minor parameter changes and stuff like that. Actually, one of the things that's really good is we're going to be auditing the PulseX code for the buy and burn. So you're welcome, Richard. We're going to audit that for you, seeing as you didn't want to get it done, you know. So that's one part of what we're doing. But yeah, everything's going great, man. We're on 12.5 mil, I think, nearly 13 mil now total raised on the sacrifice. And obviously, we're coming into the final days here. The rate is going up daily, but the actual rate change from the best value to now is really not much. It's only about 10%. So I still think a lot of whales are going to come in on these last couple of days here and just try and take that top spot. And actually, it was funny. We was just talking about it in the green room. Your buddy there, who's at the top, he's not in the lead by much now, man. There's a wallet creeping up behind him. I think he's only got about 20 grand, just over 20 grand on them. It's not a lot, buddy. You might have to get that wallet out again.
Do you know if that's the pool?
I believe it is the pool. Yes, it's the Magic Carpet Ride pool. So kudos to those guys because it's awesome what they've done there. But the difference is that like the guy who gets the top spot, he would get everything from 2.5 down to about maybe 2.2. X. So he gets that whole chunk, whether it's the pool or whether it's your friend or some other entity that decides to come in and try and nick it. They get that multiplier. It's very much the same as the PulseX and the Pulse Chain sacrifice. So the top guy gets the thickest amount of the top value, and then it goes down from there onwards. So like first place might get 2.5 to 2.2, and then second place might get 2.2 to 2.05 or something like that, and then it scales down from there onwards. So it's going to be interesting this next few days, man. It's going to be crazy watching what happens, because we had this with the poor pleb sacrifice as well. Like it was quite slow actually for the first few weeks, but we didn't have any we had the volume bonus, but we didn't have the rate increasing or decreasing or whatever. It was just the same rate all the way till the end. And then on the last like 3 days, I think we like 3x'd the sack in the last few days. We were on about 300 grand, and then it shot up to 1.4 million in like the last 2 or 3 days. So wow. I wouldn't be surprised if something similar happens here, because the rate increase is only a little and the FOMO is going to hit hard. I think people really appreciate like how good of a product it is that we've got here, and how much of a niche there is for this in the market at the moment. Like it's crazy. It's crazy that no one's done this before. It really is nuts. And I think actually looking at that number at the moment, we're the third largest sacrifice other than Pulse and PulseX. So I think it's Liquid Loans was first. They did about 48 million. Power City, I might have the number wrong here. They either did 14 or 16 million in total, something in that region. I think we might beat them, to be honest. I have a feeling we're going to beat them. Yeah, and their sacrifice has been going on for like a year and a half now or something, as is 3 weeks in, 3.5 weeks in. So I guess with ours, there's a bit more FOMO because you've only got a shorter period of time to do it.
Shorter period of time, and you had the referral links too, which helped. And I mean, I sacrificed about 50% more for this than I did for Power City. Even though I like Power City, I just thought they were trying to do too many things. So kind of gave me that feeling like, okay, they're too big for their britches. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I like what Power City are trying to do, and I'm definitely not like a hater on their thing, but I kind of share the same idea as you. It's just there's a lot of moving parts here. I like simple stuff where you can just look at it, understand it, and then go. But with their thing, there's so many like different elements, and there's so many different people working for them and stuff. I just never quite got my head around it. I did do a stream with Long Vacation. I did think, maybe I'll chuck a little bit in that, but I never ended up doing it in the end. But this was way back when I could only afford $100 for Pulse Chain, you know, like, so Power City wasn't really ticking the right boxes for me. But they've built some cool stuff. So like that PulseX thing is really cool.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that to get going.
That's going to help out 9-inch so much. Like people will be using PulseX, and that'll probably be routing through 9-inch without people even realizing it.
Stake your 9-inch. I'm telling you guys.
Well, I'm telling you, like, and the game theory that we've got in them first few days, where you can only stake and provide liquidity with 9-inch to get the BBC. Like that's the only farm and staking pool that's going to be open for the first 2 days, and then after that, only the BBC. That means that like the maximum possible yield you'll ever get on the platform, you have to have sacrificed, or you have to buy on market when it comes out in order to participate in that. So, man, the yield is going to be crazy. It's going to be like thousands of % APY. Like, man, it's just going to be fucking nuts. Like, I can't wait. The fireworks are going to be so crazy.
So okay, so you say this is a farm or a pool? Are we going to have both?
It's going to be both. Yeah, it'll be. So we're going to encourage people to provide the liquidity for 9-inch, and I think it will be wrapped Pulse and wrapped Ethereum. That will probably be the liquidity pairing that we do it on, and then it will be the same for BBC. But you can have single-sided staking as well. So potentially the rewards will be slightly better on the liquidity side because we want that liquidity nice and thick.
Yeah, I'll have mine ready. I just don't. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough to do all of it, but. The single side is taking right. I've done so well with the referral.
Your referrals, mate. You're going to be like one of the biggest whales in the system. It's crazy. Like congratulations, bro, and congratulations to your community as well, man. They really pulled it out of the bag. Like you're miles ahead on the referrals thing, and we've had guys like B Roots and proper meme coin guys shilling this. And I know you're partial to a meme coin, but you're not a meme coin guy at all, really. So it's crazy that like the response that you've had from your community. So hats off to you guys. You've smashed it. Like you're I'm a
DeFi guy. I'm a DeFi guy, and I see a huge DeFi opportunity here where we could have all kinds of pools and farming going on. What I was hoping PulseX was going to be at launch, it looks like you guys are going to beat them to it. And it's sad to say, but it looks like that's what's going to happen. And come on, I mean, let's be frank here. I go where the money is, and you guys did it right. And I told my crew, I have a Patreon group, and I told them how passionate I was about 9-inch. And that's 300 people, and I will guess at least a third sacked for 9-inch. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Like, because it's interesting because some guys, they look at this and they're just like, we've got PulseX. Why would we need 9-inch? It's stupid. Like, I don't like it. You're competing with Richard. No. That was never the case, right? We've always been going for a different end of the market that he's never going to go for. So number one, we're going for that end. And secondly, I don't want to hate, but we're doing it better. Like our platform is better. The amount of like inclusion we're going to have for all of the different communities in the Pulse Chain ecosystem, not even just Pulse Chain, but Ethereum as well. Like we are shaking hands with everybody. Like we want everyone involved in this DEX. Whereas Richard's
on two
like,
chains.
No.
On two chains,
two for the price of one. It's just like you can't beat it. And like the problem is with what Richard's doing. I know why he's doing what he's doing. He's keeping it tight knit and he's going after that blue chip crowd, and rightfully so as well. Like you wouldn't really want him coming out going after the crowd we're going for. Honestly, it's probably not a good look marketing wise for him. But I think there's a bigger gap in the market here. Like there's more people doing degen shit than there is serious investors in crypto these days. It's just a fact. Like that fucking Pepe thing that came out a month and a half ago, as soon as that picks up a bit of steam, it goes up like 15,000x in 1 month. You're never going to get that with anything like other than meme coins. So every guy now, if they weren't already interested in meme coins before, they definitely are now, because they know that if they get one winner, maybe 1 out of 1,000 is a winner. But if they get one winner, they'll make more money in that than they will with, I don't know, however many years of bloody Hex staking or whatever. Like with Hex, that's my store of value. I still put my money there, but I'm not expecting Hex to do 1,000x in the next run. I mean, it depends how low it goes, really, because it's been going pretty damn low. But I can't see it doing. I can't see 1,000x coming out of Hex. Sadly, Pulse Chain maybe it will do it, but it's starting with a really, really high market cap. And I know market cap doesn't matter, but it fucking does, because that's what everyone else looks at. It doesn't matter if we don't care about it. Everyone else looks at it. So if they see it get into like, I don't know, half of Ethereum's market cap, people aren't really going to buy it anymore because they're like, it's kind of done. Ethereum's been here for years to get to that market cap. And the problem is with the market cap of Pulse Chain because and PulseX is because Richard owns 95% or the OA owns like 95%. It makes the market cap 20 times larger than it actually is. So just puts people off, man. And our market cap's going to be considerably lower. So we've got a lot more room to grow. And I just think like considerably lower, like, damn,
well,
I mean, if the sacrifice ended now.
I'm guessing 20 million was what the sack will end up at. That's what I'm guessing.
I'm thinking around 20 million. Yeah, that's like with the way things are going. I mean, it might be a bit less. I'm already happy. Like we've already done more than I thought we would. Even though I knew this was an amazing product, I didn't think it would catch on. Like I knew it was amazing, and I knew some guys would know it is. But initially, we got a little bit of pushback, and I think it's just because people have bags in PulseX and they see this as a threat. But I just want to reiterate, it's not a threat. We're going after a different end of the market, and it's going to benefit PulseX because of the buy and burn arbitrage opportunities back and forth. If we've got thick liquidity in HEX on our side and it's thick on PulseX, any price discrepancies is just going to get eaten up by bots. And that's buy and burn pressure on PulseX and on 9inch. And, you know, there's going to be other dexes out there as well. But like we mentioned, PulseX, that's just incredibly good for all of us because it's just volume going through. And if you're a dex like ours that benefits from buy and burn, it's just game over, man. Like that's all we want, really. We're not trying to take anything away from PulseX. I think that PulseX is going to get more volume as a result of us being around than if we weren't around.
Well, you're going to bring more people into Pulse. That's what's going to happen. You guys are going to bring customers to Pulse Chain, and in the end, when PortalX gets up and going, the transactions will be going through PortalX, and it finds the best options, right? So sometimes it'll be going to the PulseX, sometimes it'll be going through 9inch. And I really think that if we do the marketing well, PortalX is just going to explode. If we do the marketing well for 9inch, people might just go straight to 9inch and do the transactions. But I have a feeling that PortalX is going to be really popular across all of crypto, and it's just going to drive traffic for all of us.
Yeah, because they do like cross-chain swaps and everything on there, don't they?
Over 100 chains. Awesome. I mean, it does all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
It's crazy. Rod
I didn't even know there was 100 chains. That's crazy, man.
That's ridiculous. Rod says, please explain how I get my ERC20 when I sacrifice my Pulse wallet. Yeah, they'll just be there. You have to take the contract address of 9inch, import it into your MetaMask or your Aurochs wallet, and it'll show up, and you just have to add it. It'll be the same contract address for both chains. It
won't actually be the same contract address on both chains. That's only with forked things, so it's going to be different on both chains. But it'll automatically be airdropped. So even if you sacrificed on Pulse, like we're accepting BNB for SAC, for example, but it's an EVM chain wallet, so you can just switch networks like from Ethereum to Pulse chain or whatever. They'll be in the wallet. They probably are going to be different contract addresses though.
Okay, but you're still going to have to add the contract address, and you can find those on Dex Screener. I use DEX Screener. And that's where you can find all the contract addresses. So we'll
have them on the website as well. So you can just click a couple buttons and just add it to your MetaMask or probably to Aurochs and everything.
Aurochs is automatic. It automatically shows it's in your wallet. You just have to add it to the coins that you can see. You know how you know there's all those hidden coins in your MetaMask wallet that you've never seen because they spammed you. There's throwing stuff
you get all of them.
Well, on Aurochs,
you get all of them on Aurochs.
You can see them, and you just add the ones that are safe to your wallet. So it's got an extra layer of security there for you. Wow. Oh, man. Some guy says, let the sacrifice phase continue until the audit is complete.
I mean, we've spoke about it. I've thought about it, but I kind of want to incite FOMO, right? Like if we do that, it's kind of just going to dilute the guys that were already there. Even if the rate continued to go up, it's still going to dilute people. I prefer even if the audit was to take a few weeks after the sack, like I kind of don't care. I'd rather just get the sacrifice in because then it's going to build more momentum for when we actually do launch. Like all of those guys that missed it, they're going to ape in on day one. And that's what we want. We want a hockey stick chart from day one. And that's why we've done this staking mechanism and the farming mechanism. We want that chart to just be like, boom, straight. Exactly. Even if it dumps hard after, it's like, we just want it to start like that, just straight up. And I don't think anyone's going to sell. I mean, sure, a few people are going to sell, but like if I was a customer for this product, there is no way in hell I am selling that because I know how in demand they're going to be very shortly after the sacrifice when all these new protocols want to come along and get their yield farms going, man. Who are they going to buy it off?
Exactly. I love comments like this. Randy's going to dump 9inch into oblivion. What people don't understand that I understand about DeFi is that when you stake and you earn a token like BBC forever, every day I'm going to be able to harvest my BBC every freaking day, unless I take some of my 9-inch token and I stake it for a year, and then I earn a higher reward rate. Right, that's going on too. Could you explain some of that the staking features?
Yeah, so there's two ways that you can earn BBC. One of them is liquidity farming. So you join a liquidity pool that will already exist, or you can create one. But there'll be a list of all the available pools which we are rewarding the liquidity on there, and that's a system of how votes are calculated. So when you use the 9-inch token to vote for a liquidity pair, then it will get the share based upon the votes it's received. So all you do is you add liquidity, and then you put your LP tokens into that contract, and then it will just accumulate the BBC token for you. You might find that the rewards on the liquidity might actually be better than the staking, because it's a more fluid system and you have to move around a little bit. Like this is why it's bullish for new tokens coming in as well, because a random token that no one's ever heard of could appear on there with really, really insanely high yield, because there's only so much liquidity being farmed with it. So people are going to ape into that coin to buy it up and then add the liquidity to that coin for that month or for that period that it's up there. The other side is single-sided staking. It's the pools. So farming is liquidity, and then the pools is something slightly different. For example, you will definitely be able to do that with the BBC token. You can do this on a flexible basis, or anything up to from 1 week to 1 year. It's on a weekly basis, so you can lock up for a certain amount of time. When you lock up, they are gone. You can't touch them until the end of the stake, and then you've got a 2-week grace period to remove. What happens if you don't remove within the 2-week grace period is that you slowly start to bleed your rewards, and they just get burned, essentially. So during that period, if you lock up for the 52 weeks, you get a 21x bonus on everything that you get. So that's just crazy. And the reason this is so good, especially for the BBC token, because people often say to me, like, well, what's going to keep the BBC token up? Well, BBC is going to have the highest rewards imaginable on the DEX. That's going to be accumulating the highest amount of BBC rewards. So when people go and lock up the supply for 52 weeks and then they can't access any of it for 52 weeks, that's why price is probably going to go up. Also, there's a few little things that we're thinking of doing with the BBC token that's going to make it more bullish. Because right now, I don't understand people who are saying, like, buy the incentive token. There's no reason to buy the incentive token.
That's what I said from the beginning. There's no reason.
Yeah, there isn't yet. There might be in the future, but we've already got plans that for things that we're going to do with that. So I wouldn't even recommend dumping it, actually. But it's up to your prerogative. It is a token which is designed to be dumped, and we've got tokenomics behind that, like with the added buy and burn pressure. The 0.01% buy and burn pressure on the BBC token doesn't sound like a lot, but it's going to be quite a lot actually in the long run. But really, boys, it's the 9-inch token that you want, because that gets the 0.06% buy and burn, and it's completely deflationary. So there's no added tokens ever going to be minted. That's and amazing. It's the one that everyone needs for the DAO to vote for where the BBC rewards go. So really, that's the one you want. But the BBC token might be quite bullish in the long run. But even if the price just stays the same, if you're just accumulating more and more and more tokens all the time, you're gonna win, right? So
absolutely. If you're getting hundreds per day and it's $1, you're like, oh, okay, I like this.
Exactly. A few $100 at, like, earning money when you're sleeping, all of that stuff. Oh, and also, like, imagine this. So Hex right now, like, I love Hex. I think it's an amazing system. The only way you can make decent yield on Hex is if you lock up for like 6+ years. I don't know about you, but I have got stakes backed up for 15 years, but I don't really want to be locking up a considerable amount of my money for 6 years, right? So,
I did, man. My average stake length is 11.5 with Hex. So I'm earning massive yield. I don't say numbers. Luna C Point, the other day we had a meeting. She was here in Panama, and she told me, Randy, you need to shut up about your numbers. It's like, you don't need to say, there's certain things you don't need to say online. She's absolutely right. So, yeah, the numbers game. I think the staking, I don't need to sell my 9-inch when I could sell my BBC tokens. And I understand you're saying the BBC token is going to have really good yield, but if I'm going to make some profit off of this, that's likely what I would do. Just like I do with INC. INC once a week or every 2 weeks, I might take some off and go and buy whatever I am losing on the impermanent loss when I'm providing liquidity. So I think that's what they're there for. But it'd be really cool if you guys come up with some game theory stuff for BBC to get us to want to hold that too.
One of the things that we're probably going to do with no expectations of anything is some kind of a burn event every so often. So if you burn it, you might get something else back, which is a cool idea because it's just going to reduce the supply. That's one thing, but there's actually quite a few clever things that we're thinking of doing here. It's really funny because like to say we're kind of a 2-bit kind of weird newbie team, like we're coming up with amazing ideas for like how we can grow this ecosystem.
But the Pulse Doge Win team, they're not newbies.
No, they're clever, man. They're really clever. Like,
and you guys are kind of working with them, aren't you? With
It's a total collaboration. Okay. Myself, Moomin Man, and then the Pulse Doge, Kino, K9, Bow Wow, and Frankie. We're the founders, essentially.
That's why I got so excited, because I know these guys are masters of token economics, man.
They're really good. Even though like it's funny because the token they brought out is very similar to Pleb. Like it's just a joke token with a set supply and it doesn't do anything. But like if you look at their artwork and how amazing it's the same with Pleb as well. Like our branding and our artwork is fantastic. Same with Pulse Doge. Like we're just a really good team, and I love working with these guys. They're amazing. They're really clever. They kind of called the bottom of HEXY Bastard. That sounds weird, right? But like they spotted me early when I was just a nobody with 20 viewers or whatever. They spotted me early, and they've always supported me because they kept saying that I was like the next Kobe, Kobe from the UK. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know about that, but like whatever. And yeah, they called the bottom of HEXY Bastard, and like now things are taking off hard, and I'm right there with them. And I love working with these guys, man. I think we're going to do a lot of stuff together in the future.
Yeah, they grabbed me too. Remember when I was on the beach one day and I was talking about how I don't hold meme coins, and then all of a sudden I bought some Pulse Doge Win. They memed it. Like, Randy doesn't buy meme coins. Then they turned me into a dog and made it. Oh, that was funny. I have to give them to them. They're really good at. I have to give them that.
Bro, I've got to show you. I've got it tattooed on me. Hang on. Can you see this?
No way. That's awesome.
That's the meme they did of me. That's what kind of caught my attention with the guys. They memed me. But after about 4 streams that I did or something like that, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm a meme. So I got it tattooed on me, man. And then soon I'm gonna get a big Aubergine 9-inch logo right there.
You know what? I'm gonna get a T-shirt made with mine, man. I'm gonna definitely do that. That's cool. I got my wife make a T-shirt of mine.
Do it, mate. Do it.
I've got my my Pulse Doge Win socks that Moonman gave me when we were in Edinburgh.
The stockings. I know. I need to dig mine out. I'm going to wear them on Saturday. We're doing like a little kind of like a private end of sack party.
Let me tell you guys what happened with this. So Moonman writes me and he goes, "Hey Randy, do you guys want to come to Scotland for the party or wherever you guys are having the party?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down." I'm like, "Hey babe, we're going to go to Scotland next week." And she's like, "Babe, our passports are at the Canadian embassy in Mexico because we're about to go to Canada, right?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, no one's ever bought me a plane ticket to fly anywhere." I was like, "We can't even go. I was going to go hang out with you guys for 3 or 4 days." But man, bummer.
Oh, did they get you a ticket over here? Yeah.
No, Woman was going to buy us tickets to come stay with you guys.
Shit,
go
really?
to the party. Yeah, we can't go because we don't have our passports. I have mine.
You mean for this? You mean for this one? Sorry, I thought you meant before. I was gonna say Mimi didn't have no money before. What's he?
No. I'm talking about for your party that you're doing this weekend.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know. Yeah, we've reached out to a few people privately about this, and actually, it's going to be a pretty good turnout. So, anyone who's watching this, expect to stream. Ideally, we can do a stream for it on Saturday as we're closing up the sack. There's a little event we're doing, and hopefully we're going to stream it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That would have been great, but sorry, I can't go. But P. Burns
it's
says, question from the community. Can you tell us something about the DAO function? How will the voting work?
Yeah, so every month there's going to be a period of time. I think it's like a 1 week voting period. I can't remember the exact details, but it will be when people vote, they will be able to basically choose liquidity pairs that they want to receive rewards. So, and it's all based on ratios. So it doesn't matter about the total supply of 9-inch. It's just the votes that are cast. So if only 10% of the votes go in, however those votes are split is how the distribution of the BBC tokens will be done. So if 1% of the votes is for the HEX PLS pool or something like that, then 1% of the BBC supply goes there. And actually, we got distracted earlier. I was talking about like the HEX yield, right? So right now you need to stake for HEX for like 6 years to get relatively decent yield on it, like 35% APY or something like that. Actually, with this single-sided staking on HEX could be returning just insane numbers if enough people vote for it. It could be ridiculous, actually, the yield that you'll get on 9-inch in the BBC token. Even if you just go and dump it, it doesn't matter. But like the yield is going to be much higher, I would say, than 35%, and you don't have to stake for 6 years to get it. You'll probably be able to get that. You'll probably be able to get a greater number than that on a flexible stake. So you can just withdraw it at any time, and that's fine. I mean, no expectations. It depends on the votes and how the votes are cast, but I think it's very likely that even on a flexible stake, you'll be able to earn more than 40% APY easily. If it only takes a small amount of the votes to get there. And again, it depends how much fills up, but it could be considerably higher. And then if you lock up for the full duration, the 1 year, God knows what it will be, man. But I think a lot of people are going to stop native HEX stakes and just come over here and do this instead. Because
why not? I mean, either way it works. It's not going to really change how everything works. It's just a different way of earning. I love it. And why isn't it on the Pulse Chain testnet, the 9-inch DEX yet?
To be honest, like we didn't really need to. Like we're on Sepolia ETH anyway. Like actually, the Pulse Chain testnet is more limited than the Ethereum testnet, so we're just using that one. I think they were going to deploy it on there just to test a few. They're definitely going to deploy it on there to test a few things out before we launch. There is something really amazing, by the way, that my team's done. I don't even know if they want me to say this yet, actually, but I'm just going to say it because fuck it. We weren't sure if we were actually going to be able to get limit orders working straight away on Pulse Chain because there's no real oracle or anything like that going, but they fixed it.
Really?
So, yeah, limit orders, mate, straight away. Should be, like, don't quote me on it, but I'm like 99% positive we should have working limit orders.
That's going to make a lot of people very happy.
Again, I don't know why PulseX hasn't got limit orders, bro. Like, what is this? Like,
it was weird to me. I thought we were gonna have all these things at launch, but it didn't happen. Okay, now I want you to keep your blood pressure down. I'm gonna post this comment. Please don't have an aneurysm.
I wouldn't know, mate. I wouldn't know.
See what I started
pissing it down. Bro, do you know what? The Pulse Doge guys sent me a meme that they wanted me to get printed out for this event on Saturday. I don't want to do it, but like it is kind of funny and I really ought to do it. But it's basically me, memed again, wearing a Liverpool shirt saying, I'm not from fucking Liverpool. It's like, bro, fuck off, man. Like,
that was my fault. It was in our last stream when I made that comment. For some reason, I forgot you were Nottingham. Nottingham.
Yes, that is me. But it is funny. It is funny. I'll take it. I'll take it in jest, man. People can take the piss out of me as much as they want. I'm here to be taken the piss out of. Like, exactly. It's fine.
That's your job. You're the whipping boy.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, Mason says, will we have to be holding our 9-inch in our SAC wallets for additional chain airdrops, or will any wallet work?
If there's going to be any airdrops in future, because say if we was to migrate, well, not migrate, but if we was to launch on additional chains, it will just be people that are holding the tokens in a wallet. It doesn't matter if they sacrificed or not. They just have to be holding or participating in the 9-inch ecosystem on that chain. But like, I think it was yourself when we were speaking about it last time, that if we launch on a new chain, we'll probably just divide the supply in half. So on the, Ethereum and the Pulse chain side, we just divide it in half. And then if you're holding on both, then you get those two added together onto the new chain, if so. But yeah, like, we'll certainly be rewarding holders and participants if we migrate to other chains. I mean, we're looking at X1 when that comes out. I think there'll be a lot of volume on there, I'm guessing. Binance is like, meh, I don't know if we really need to go to Binance. They've already got thousands of DEXs over there trying to do the same thing as us. So probably not. Like, all of those guys that are doing that over there should have just gone to Ethereum and tried to do it there, honestly.
Absolutely. Mackenzie says, what happens if we sack from both ETH and PLS chains, but use the same wallet? I don't see a problem.
Just gets added together. It's still just treated as one sacrifice. We've had a few guys do that. Like, in fact, some of the biggest guys have sacked a ton of Pulse, but then a ton of Ethereum as well. And it's fine. Just adds together at the TWAP.
Look at Dole Splitter says, we built our own Oracle. We have limit orders on Pulse chain.
I didn't want to say that just in case that they didn't want me to say it, because I didn't want to give the reasoning behind it. But yeah, essentially they've built their own Oracle, which will work. So for the first time ever, limit orders on Pulse chain. That's good.
That's amazing. Hey, that's good to see you, man. Yes, everyone's excited about the limit orders. Salute. I sacked PLSX from Pulse Chain Network. How do we get copy on ETH Network? Oh, it just automatically gets shared. It's the same address. The thing people don't understand is, some people don't understand, is that your address on all the EVMs, the Ethereum virtual machines, are exactly the same. There's no difference. You just have to switch between the RPCs.
Yeah, there's a ton of networks like Matic and all sorts. Fuck Binance. Hey man, I know hexagons aren't supposed to like Binance Smart Chain, but Binance Smart Chain is actually really good. It is smooth, it's fast, it's cheap, it's not actually bad. It's just shoot me, bro. I don't care. It's better than Ethereum, hands down better than Ethereum. It's
for fees, yeah.
Yeah, it's better, but it's just like it's not got the same adoption. There's not as much stuff on there. And actually on Binance, part of the problem with it being so cheap is that there is much more rug pulls on there, because people will rug for like $40,
And bots.
And bots, yeah.
So many bots.
And that's what's going to happen with Pulse Chain, guys. I'm sorry, but that is what is happening on Pulse Chain. Like, it's going to be a bot fest. It's going to be a meme coin paradise. It's going to be a shit coin casino. It just is.
And that's why 9inch is going to do really well.
Exactly. And this is what people don't understand, bro. Like, all these guys that hate on us, that think that we're doing something bad here, they do not realize what Pulse Chain actually is. It's going to be Binance round 2, bro.
There's only a few people talking crap. And there's not, most people understand that the service is needed.
Yeah, I guess the haters.
I think the crap talking,
it's louder.
They're like, oh, why did you guys need to sacrifice? That's what they're saying. A lot of people are like, oh, why did you guys need to sacrifice? Well, maybe the sacrifice, maybe liquidity will be provided. Maybe a couple other benefits. Yeah. So maybe that means we'll have a war chest to go build some amazing shit. That's what the sacrifice is for.
Well, I mean, yes, that has been one of the things, but there has been a lot of people that are just like blind maxis, bro. They're just maxis, and they hate anything coming along and competing with PulseX, because that's all they see. They don't see the bigger picture. There have been quite a few, mate. I'm not going to lie. There's been a lot of haters, and way more than I'm used to. Like, I'm used to being everyone's best friend, right? And all of a sudden, I've got all these guys that are like, to be fair, I don't block anyone on Twitter unless they're like really hateful. But I've had to like mute a few people and things like that, because they just comment on every post that I put, like some kind of hate or whatever. And there's certain groups on Telegram, if I post anything in there, they get like 1,000 poop emojis on it and stuff like that. And I'm just like, all right, guys, you guys enjoy watching us fly while you sit there with your maybe 10x gains with this thing. Like, maybe.
I know my whale buddy, he's in our corner. All you need is a couple whales that really care, and they will carry a project. That's just how it is. And I've been doing this for a long time. I launched over 40 projects. I even told you and Moonman, I'm like, hey guys, why don't you reach out to me? Because I've done this so many times. Yeah, I mean, I would love to help out. And it just, when I told my buddy about 9inch, he was so excited about it and what's coming for you guys. And he saw what's happening on PulseX and Pulse Chain, and and how much INC he's earning every day. He's like, what if I'm the largest wallet on 9inch? How much could I be earning then? It's like the light bulb went off, and he's like, I'm there.
Bro, that guy, whoever you are, mate, you're a Chad. I'm telling you, you're a Chad, mate. And you know what? Like, we want guys like you. We want guys who are there for the yield, and they're not so much speculating on the price of the 9inch token, although the price of the 9inch token is probably going to go up. Like, no, I don't know what will happen, but
no inflation.
I'd say that most things are pointing to north for that token, because like there's no reason to dump it if you're getting that much yield. But guys like that, man, he can be a seriously large whale in the BBC token, for example. If he's just farming, he can just lock up his entire supply for a whole year, and then imagine how much yield he's going to earn from that. It's nuts. So shout out you, sir.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll message him after we're done, and let him know I streamed with you. But Carlos made a good point. Do you still think poor Pleb? I guess this question is for me. Do I think poor Pleb is going to do good with 9inch on the scene? I think poor Pleb might have some preferential treatment. I'm not the founder of poor Pleb. I am just an owner of poor Pleb. I think that it's going to do very well because the founder is associated with 9inch. That's just my personal opinion.
I'll make one comment on this. Why do you think we're building 9inch, bro? Why do you think we even came up with the idea? We wanted to add, I want poor Pleb to be the best meme coin that's ever existed. And that was always, it's the first of its kind, this unique narrative. And I think this is the narrative that can actually fly in the next bull run, especially now we're in everyone feels poor. Like, there ain't a hex guy out there unless you sold the top and you didn't buy any until now. Like, there ain't a guy out there that doesn't feel like a pleb or poor, right? So it's
if you only held hex, and I felt it. We were talking before we went out live, and I did very well with hex, and still doing well. I still have the same amount of tokens I had before 2021 began, just because of the rate of the rewards. I've still got the same amount, so it feels great, but I'm not wealthier right now.
Yeah,
just because the price is down so much, even with the fork. Cape says, just sitting here quietly, but so far this guy has tried to diss hex to pump his own bag, and now has dissing pulse chain. Had enough of him. Later, Randy. Okay, Cape.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm dissing hex and pulse chain. I'm not dissing it. I'm pointing
actually
out
stating
facts.
The facts.
It's just facts, bro.
I'm down. What am I down? About 95% with my hex.
Bro, it went down 99.5% on the chart. Like, that don't look good from whatever, even if there was a stock split. Like, no one's going to look at that chart and be like, oh yeah, hexicans are so rich, right? Like, never. That needs a serious rejuvenation back to life. And I'm still a hexican, man. I still got shitloads of hex. I'm down tons on my hex bags right now, but I don't care because I see hex as like a longer term play. So I'm not really bothered about the price right now. And I'm not hating on hex ever. It's just that you're not going to get like the meme coin gains. I don't think meme coin guys are ever going to be attracted to something like hex because they want 1,000x tomorrow. And they won't get that with hex.
I tell everybody with hex, try to get the first thing you should be doing is going for your long term. If you're working a job, go for your long term. And I tell everyone 100 T shares. Do your best to get to 100 T shares. If that means you have to buy 27,000 hex, stake it for 10 years, and get 3 T shares out of what would have just been 1 T share if you did for a year, that's how you should do it because it'll be it's better, it's more cost effective to do it that way. And then once you have your 100 T shares, go degen, go have fun, go buy all the fun stuff. And because if you start out with the fun stuff, your chances of getting wrecked are much higher. So go conservative first, then go total degen. And you'll be like,
if I was to give anyone any real advice over like crypto, because like a lot of my friends are wanting to get into this now, and they're coming in with like small bags. So I'm telling them, maybe buy Pulse or PulseX or even the thing I'm developing because I think that's probably got good potential. But like, usually I wouldn't say that. I'd just be like, straight up, just buy Pulse. You'll probably do well with that. But like, what I'm going to do with these guys, like if they make any real money and then they're like, oh, what do I do with it? I'd be like, yeah, cash a bit out, but then put the rest into Hex and then stake it, like make a staking ladder, back it up for like 5 years, 10 years, whatever. That's a good system because you know you've always got a little something coming out, especially if you make a bit of money. Like, I still think Hex is amazing, guys. Like, I'm not hating on it at all. I love Richard and all of his products. Like, we're just doing something I think that has much more upside potential because there's less weighing it down. And we've got like this niche. It's not necessarily a better niche. Like Richard's market is way bigger than ours, but our niche is where the volume is currently. And I think it will continue to be that way until the next bear cycle.
It's the millennials. It's the younger kids. These guys, they love their memes. They love this fun stuff. And I don't think most of them are not looking at the retirement when they start playing with these meme coins. They're looking at it as a quick way to make a 10, 20, 30, 50x. And you guys are like during the gold rush in California and Alaska back in the day, there was the people who went out and they dug in the rivers and stuff looking for gold. And then there are the people who built the tools. And the people who built the tools are the ones that got rich, like Mr. Levi Strauss, the founder of Levi Jeans. Those are the guys who got filthy rich because they built the tools. Well, 9inch is a tool. And I want to be on the tool side. I don't really care about buying and selling and trading meme coins that much. What I would like to do is go to sleep and wake up in the morning and then earn a bunch more INC or BBC token.
Bro, I think meme coins are stupid. I really do. I think they're stupid. I'm a founder of a meme coin and I'm building a platform for meme coins. I think they're stupid, but it's not about what I think or what you think or what 90% of the Hex community think. It's what everyone else thinks. They're going to trade them whether we like it or not. If we can benefit from the volume going back and forth on these meme coins, we're going to win. And you're absolutely right. It's the guys that make the tools that make the most money, not the end result. You know, it's absolutely right. And, you know, I do think they're stupid. I don't really understand why they're so popular other than it's like a lottery ticket and a lot of people, they just get sucked into that idea that they can become millionaires overnight with like $100 investment. So they're willing to lose $100 over and over and over again just in the hope that they actually do make it one day. And some of them will, but most of them won't. But it doesn't really matter like about the ethics of that situation. It's just that they need a place to go. So if we provide that to them on what is, in my opinion, going to be Binance V2 with Pulse Chain because it's cheap fees and you're going to get rug pull after rug pull after rug pull on there. None of it's going to be supported on PulseX, and rightly so. I wouldn't expect it to be. If we give it a home, it's going to be the next pancake swap.
Did you see that there was already a rug last night? DGSX.
Was it Be Rich?
I don't know. DGSX.
Oh, no. Yeah. I seen that one as well. Yeah.
They were talking about it in the No Permissions Telegram, and you know, I had the reason why I haven't been streaming all week is because I've had my course with Matt Dubard. So today's our day off, and if someone mentioned earlier, Randy, get back to streaming. Dude, 6 hours in one day is enough being on a freaking video camera. But there was a rug pull last night, and I actually got a message from one of my guys, a good friend of mine. He's like, "Oh, Randy, check this project out," and he sent it to me. And then an hour later, I go into the Telegram, and the guy's like, "Oh, this one rug pulled." I'm like, "Oh, here we go. It has begun."
This is why you got to pick your people good, man. Like those guys, I didn't know anything about them really, but I'm in, there's a chat, the Builders Guild, which is like various founders from the Pulse Chain community. It was KG who set it up. So shout out to KG. I just seen a few guys in there were talking about it and they were asking like, who are these guys? We've never heard of them. Looked weird. They were on it straight away. They were like, this looks a little bit fishy. Don't like the sound of this. And then about an hour or two later, it got rugged. And that sucks. But there was also another meme coin that was out recently called Be Rich. That got rug pulled yesterday as well. That's really been making the rounds, man. I've seen loads of people shilling that to me. Obviously, now I get tons of meme coins just come in and shilling to me because they want to get listed on 9inch and stuff, right? Fucking loads of them, man. And I'll listen, but at the same time, it's like, it's not my job to vet you guys. It's not 9inch's job to vet it. If you go and get 9inch tokens, you can vote for your liquidity pool to get yield. That's fine. But there's a really good thing about that is it kind of makes things less likely to get rugged because first of all, they've had to invest more money to go and get the tokens to do it. Secondly, you're incentivizing people to provide liquidity. So the only reason things get rug pulled is that the LP gets removed. Yeah. But whereas if there's like 100 people providing LP, you can't do that. The only other way it can happen is if a token founder or whatever has got like a ton of tokens and he just dumps them on markets. So yes, value can go down considerably, actually. So that's where you start looking at your bubble maps and trying to figure out like where the supply is, right? If you see that a guy's got 50% of the supply and you don't know who he is, he's an anonymous founder, whatever, probably stay away from that one. Right. But 9inch is going to be a good vetting tool. It's not a vetting process, but it's going to be a tool, because if you see that something's got really, really high yield on 9inch, you can see that there's a lot of people providing liquidity. So you can't, like, one guy can't come along and just be like, boom, rug pull. It won't happen, because there's going to be loads of liquidity there for various reasons. I'm sure we're going to get lots of rug pulls on 9inch. It's going to happen, as it will on PulseX, as it will everywhere. Like, it happens on Ethereum, blue chip all the time. Happens on centralized exchanges.
I think with the DAO, I think it's a little bit extra security. It's a little bit of a, they have to shake hands when they come in the door, and people will blame us, the ones that voted for it, right? So we've got to be careful who we vote for, what coins that come in. And I'm sure we're going to get lobbied a lot. But my thing I want to stick to is I would like to have more transparency with people and know who they are before they come in and put a token up. One thing I don't understand, and people have been going back and forth about this in my Telegram, about single-sided staking. So say you single-sided stake a bunch of 9inch, right? And you earn this other token. If they rug pull, you don't lose your 9inch. You just lose the token that was rugged, right?
Yep.
So there's not much not much risk unless you're buying.
It depends. It depends, because there is impermanent loss. But if you're just staking 9inch, single-sided staking 9inch, you'll never lose it. It's just right. it's there. But if you provide liquidity on a token that gets rugged, then you will get the impermanent loss. So you will lose. Say if it's against Pulse, let's say it was this Be Rich thing that rugged yesterday. If you was adding liquidity to Be Rich and then wrapped PLS, the token founder comes along, dumps 50% of the supply in one candle, just eliminates all the value in the liquidity pool. You are going to be left with a gigantic bag of a worthless token and hardly any pulse. So you have got to make a calculated risk when you go and add liquidity to these pools, because you can just get left with holding a bag of nothing.
They rugged for $420.69. What is wrong with people?
Seriously. Bro, we seen people rugging for like $38 the other day, like on Pulse Chain. But it happens. It's worse on Binance. Like, people rug for like $5 on Binance. Literally, it's crazy, man. And this is it. I'm telling you, Pulse Chain is going to be the same. The legit projects won't do it, but all these random shitcoins that appear, like, I'm getting them tagging me all the time. And like, I just want to say outright, I'm not going to support random meme coins ever. I support Poor Pleb, I support Pulse Doge, I support 9inch, and I support BBC. But other than that, I'm never going to publicly endorse any other meme coin that I don't know the founder or I don't have any control over or anything like that. I just would never do it, because it's not. I know I trust myself more than I trust anyone else in the world.
Yeah,
I know what the supply dynamics are for the tokens that I'm involved in, so I can safely stand there and say, yes, I support this project. Other shit, don't expect me to ever shill it for you. I will never do it, and I will never vote for it using my 9inch DAO tokens either. That's not going to happen. To be honest, like, obviously Poor Pleb, PLD, 9inch, BBC, these things, yes. I like Hex. I think it would be great if Hex had maximum yield coming in. I think that would be awesome, because it's going to bring a lot of users over, and they're actually going to get some decent value without having to lock up for a long period of time. I like Hedron. I like Maxi. There's a lot of things I like that are fairly blue chip, right? So if you had to ask me like where my votes would be going, that might give you a clue as to what might be happening for us. Okay. I think having those guys on, but then there's other things on like Ethereum and stuff. Like, I quite like the idea of having like a good Ethereum Pulse Chain pool, like Ethereum versus Wrap Pulse Chain. I think that would be awesome to have a ton of liquidity on. So maybe things like that would be beneficial as well. But I'm blabbering on here. But yeah, just don't expect me to show your shitcoin. It's never going to happen, guys. So stop trying.
Yeah, I have a feeling that our inboxes are going to be overflowing with people begging for us to vote for their project.
Never gonna happen, bro. Buy some 9-inch and vote for it yourself. That's all I'm gonna tell them every single time. Buy the tokens, mate. It's decentralized. Go buy them and do it.
That'll help all of us.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, brother. Well, I just have to say congratulations. You guys have done an amazing job so far. We only have a couple more days left. It ends on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday, 11 p.m. UK time, 12 p.m. Swiss time. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting, man. 12.5 million so far. Congratulations again for being the top referrer, man. You're killing it out there, like killing it, bro.
It's been phenomenal. I'm just looking at it looks like the guys from what's it called? The pool. They're number 2 now with the referral points. Looks like they self-referred, which is fine. And my buddy's still number 1 in the leaderboard.
Yeah, he's he's only ahead by a tiny bit, man. Looks like at the moment it's literally like $21,500 that he's ahead by, and that's crazy when you're talking like $2 million, man. They've really caught up. I expected, the way it stands at the moment, I think he's going to get overtaken because that pool seems to be just adding. I mean, 200 grand went in there earlier today from one guy. 200 grand. It's a lot of money, man. Like it's nuts. So I expect he's going to get overtaken. So we might have to get that hardware wallet out and top it up a little bit.
Well, he's doing very well. He's doing very well with his staking of PulseX, and he's got a considerable part of all the farms over on Pulse Chain. So he's doing very well, or PulseX. And Black Whale says, can this go higher than PulseX? It's not that when you go to market cap, I think it's going to move much harder than PulseX would, just because we're starting at a much lower price, and that not price in USD terms, but market cap price. So people are going to look at that and they're like, oh, this thing's doing very well. I think we could have quite a few X's here. We want 9-inch on the Hex Lambos. That'd be awesome.
Poor Pleb on them. But they put a little Poor Pleb sticker on for us.
Let's just have one that's all 9-inch and Poor Pleb, and that'd be really good.
Yeah.
Magic Carpet Ride. Those are the guys that are doing it.
Yeah,
they're going to be giving LBBC to the LPs. Yep, that's how it works.
For the ones that get votes anyway. If there's no votes, then they don't get anything.
Oh, thank you, Mackenzie. Appreciate you. All right. HEXY Bastard, congratulations once again. Thanks for coming. And we'll see. Hopefully, I'll be able to watch that live stream you guys got going on Friday, or is it going to be Saturday?
Saturday night, yeah. If we can get it all going at the right time. But if not, it's going to be all recorded and we'll put it out after. But hopefully we can actually live stream it. It would be a lot of fun to do that.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
Good stuff. Take it easy.